Hello, I'm Trent, aka oTradeMark here, and today I wanted to tell you guys kind of how to actually prepare for an update in the current meta. So the current meta basically involves a couple interesting changes. First of all, the incubator meta is long gone, so you got to max out your units with fusing during the time luck XP events. And with Diligent and Prodigy being new passives to the game, it kind of makes it a little bit interesting how things actually worked out. So gone are the days where you can essentially just max out any unit you want and utility units that you want due to the incubators just being so strong. And now, because you can no longer really efficiently power level, well, you can kind of transfer your XP from a shiny down into a non-shiny to kind of boost it and give yourself a nice little head start. But essentially what you do to prep for a new update is that any unit which you don't have a like any unit which is going to be a key unit which has an easy to roll passive should basically be prepped with either Genius or Diligent. So let me give you an example. Right here we have an Ace Sensitive Slayer. It's already limit broken. It's an amazing unit. It's max level currently. That's going to change with the cap. Or with the update, I assume there's going to be a new level cap. And so what we would want to do on this unit is get something like Genius or Diligent so that we can prep for leveling up to the new cap. So ideally we get Genius first, like Genius 3 or even Prodigy. That would be amazing. Genius 1 is not good enough for us to keep. I mean, it wouldn't hurt if the level cap was already currently increased. Maybe I'd do like 10 minutes or one shiny boost on this, but it's only 15% and it's not actually that hard to get Genius 2. There's 4 options that you have for faster leveling. So I would recommend, unless you're low on shards and tokens, to actually go for something just a tad bit better. And because this unit hypothetically might be my best unit in the game, I'm going to go for something a little bit better. I'm looking for Genius 2 or Genius 3 or Prodigy, and same thing with Diligent. Diligent 2 or 3 would be good as well. Now I could actually be using my gut shards, but I actually want to save those to try and go for a secret passive on a non-shiny Gilme. That will, only cost me 10 shards per roll. And it just, again, it's not a ton of shards. It's actually only about 80 rolls, but it's going to be better than that. If I did get TAC 3, I might actually stay, because Ace TAC 3 is, a great value passive combo type of deal. Okay, so there we go. We've hit Genius 2 on Sensitive Slayer. So this is gonna make the pain of leveling up a shiny divine a little bit easier. It's gonna go by 30% faster, and then we'll roll off of that. Hopefully, once he's max level on the new update, I'll hopefully roll off into Diligent, max him again, and then finally roll into like TAC 3 as my secondary passive, or a secret passive ideally. So I'm also going to do the same exact thing with the with this double Ace, or excuse me, double TAC 3 Sensitive Slayer. Exactly the same thing. I'm looking for Genius 2 or Genius 3 or a Diligent. Now Diligent 1 is probably not worth keeping, because the thing is, right now he's 335. At the new update, I'm going to have to push through 10 levels. I would much rather have Genius to start with. Now, if I rolled Diligent 2, I would probably stay, because Diligent 2 is hard enough to get that I don't want to risk rolling off of it. But since it's just Diligent 1, I can always, head back there. But ideally, we're trying to get Genius first. So here, oh my goodness, look at that. It's meant to be. We get 3 Genius 3s in a row. Exactly what I'm looking for. So now this Sensitive Slayer is now prepped. So he's now prepped. He's gonna level up 60% faster. That also means, I'm trying to think if I should actually, so I think it's just such a big gap from, you know, 1, 2, and 3. You know, it literally doubles each time. Then I'm trying to think if I want to roll the Genius 3 on this one, or Prodigy. Like, I do have a Prodigy down here, but so he can max out, and then we could roll this one, hopefully to like a, but this guy already has Ace on it. So, all right, so let's kind of think about how else we can prep for the update. This unit right here is also going to be a unit which I need to get rid of Blessing. Blessing isn't really doing anything great for me right now. Obviously, if we had like a TAC 3 on this, that would be ideal. Or what I'm hoping we can get is, again, Genius. So we're prepping this unit with Genius. Or if we just get really lucky with like, you know, an Ace or something, or a TAC 3, I would keep it because, okay, give me that Genius 3. Look at this, guys. Okay, so this has just fallen into place perfectly. I'm prepping all of my units to be basically allow me to max out at the new cap much faster. And then once I hit that cap, I can then roll for Diligent. And what I'll end up with is something like this Ace Kaido, how it has Diligent too. And I'll push the new cap. And then finally, once they're all at cap, then I will roll their Genius off or their Diligent off, whatever I have, and look for their complementary passives. So the idea is max out Kaido, roll to Diligent, max him out again, and then roll to like TAC 3 to finish for the update. That will be, and then I can use them for nearly a week, maybe, or like, depending on when I actually roll his secondary passive, how long it takes me, I should be able to use him for a week and a half, maybe even 2 weeks. If I get it, you know, I max him out early in the update, he'll be ready to go. Now, someone like this, where it's Ace Sork 3, now this is actually my strongest unit currently on my team. He has the highest DPS, this guy right here, but you'll notice that he had Diligent 3, and I rolled off of him to hit Sork 3. And he's kind of outdated. This is a Endeavor who's illusioned into a shiny Yu-Gi-Oh. Now, the problem with this unit is that when the new update comes out, I'm only going to be able to level him up to 345, assuming that's the new cap. I'll only be able to push him up to 345, but I can't get him up to 350, which is where most of his value was coming from, was in those extra five levels. Well, not most of his value. His value is also in 2 really good passives here. But Kaido, oh no, sorry, the Yu-Gi-Oh is actually not my strongest unit. I think this Kaido with Sork 3 TAC 3 at 338 is my strongest DPS unit right now, but he's going to suffer from the same fate. As soon as the new update comes, and he's not going to be able to go up to 348, he's only going to be able to go up to 345. This unit, however, will be able to go up to 348. So it's kind of like this mini game now with the game where each update, you're going to have to decide which passives you want to roll off of. Now, TAC 3 is a really nice one because it's the easiest one to get back out of the really solid, really good passives. Or if you have a brand new limit broken unit or a non-shiny, those are also good units to basically start off with. All right, so here is my game plan basically for the update. It's going to be to max out Kaido first and roll hopefully into Diligent, and then max him again, and then roll back to TAC 3 or to Ace or something, right? TAC 3 is the ideal combo there with the monster. Next up, I will max Direm. He already has Diligent 2, so we'll max him out at the upper cap. And then we'll roll his Diligent, hopefully, into something like, again, TAC 3 or Sork 3 or Ace. Next unit that we'll max will be probably the Sensitive Slayer. And then I'm hoping we can roll off of Genius into Diligent, max him again, and then do the same thing, roll him into Ace TAC 3. Finally, we have these 2 kind of wildcard units, or I guess technically these 3 wildcard units. These units are all amazing. Like the Prodigy is going to max out real quick. The Diligent 3 is going to have the extra bonus 5 levels, but it's all about what passive we roll after we max them out. These are only utility passives that are temporary. And so we got to trade for some more gut shards so that we have plenty of gut shards to roll. And ideally what happens is we max these guys out, and then we hit something insane like a Time Lord or a monster on these, or even a god, and then we could limit break and go for the second. Now this ace unit is something that's not quite as good. That's why I labeled these two as Bravo. Sork 3 is not quite as good as as ace, I think. But the ace, the problem is that yes, we could max him out, and ace is a great passive. But the problem is we would need to limit break like almost as soon as he was maxed. We'd need a limit break, and then we would have to hit probably Diligent first to give him a little bit more boost on level, and then we'd have to hit another Tech 3. So there's more steps involved with someone like this versus someone like this. This Kaido that's already kind of prepped has less unknowns, less steps to getting this sensitive Slayer up. Yes, it's going to cost twice as much XP to actually level this Kaido, but the Kaido already is ready for Diligent 2. We don't got to waste more shards on him or more reroll tokens. Plus, once he's there, then we already have the ace. We can roll into something like Tech 3. All of these units are just kind of like we could just sacrifice them, and the deltas are pretty much all sacrificial units. So what will happen is when the update comes, I'll probably sacrifice some of the big ones like this 340 divine, maybe this, the 335, even the 325s we can probably just get rid of, and this 335 secret and this 335 divine. We're just gonna get rid of them, fuse them into whatever gets us up the fastest, and then we're gonna start looking for, again, the ideal situation is to look for Diligent second, max out again, and then finally limit break and go for the really peak passives. Currently my team is way too spread, right? I have just way too many units that are potentially good, and so what I need to do is focus in, sacrifice some of them like this guy that's just outdated, and then really focus in and hope for some good rolls once we get some of these guys maxed out and capped out with the new Diligent. But yeah, anyways, that's kind of how you're gonna prep for the new updates. I don't know how I feel about this meta. I feel like Diligent is one of these passives where it's a great passive that is completely or nearly 99.9% worthless for the vast majority of players, because most players don't have the funds and the resources to cap out at these higher level caps. They just don't, especially with like a shiny divine. It's just way too much XP. In the old incubator meta, Diligent 3 and Diligent 2 probably would have been S+ tiered passives, like almost requirements. Every update you would just roll your Diligence, max out, and then roll for your damage passives. But that's not how it is, so we'll just kind of take what we have. But yeah, this is kind of my game plan for the weekend. Now I will be gone for most of the weekend. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to record or stream. We're heading out with family to go boating and stuff, but hopefully I'll be able to post some videos on the weekend. And anyways, that's how I'm prepping for this update. Malo Alpito, thanks for watching, and peace. I'm out of here.